Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Wednesday's episode of the Plus Money Sports Betting Podcast. My name is Q. You can follow me on all socials at Bets by Q. And of course, this podcast is brought to you by Black Sheep Betting, where it is a dog's world. We go 2 for 3 yesterday. Let's just do a quick recap. Luka Van Ash came through for us against Dusan Lajovic. He handled business just like we expected him to. And for the Phillies, they covered the run line, -1.5. That cashed us another plus money ticket. But I stepped out of my AL West wheelhouse for 1 second, and this is why it's so important to have a system that you stick to. I stepped out of that system, and I got burnt by the Brewers Game 1 in their doubleheader. They ended up losing, I believe, 6-4. That's gambling. Sometimes the plus money looks too good, and you take the swing. But overall, 2 out of 3 on the day, and we keep stacking winners. Let's jump in to today's card. We'll start in Detroit. I'm going to be grabbing the Tigers at plus money on the money line against the Houston Astros. The Astros have looked very bleak. I mean, the bats are as cold as ever. This offense has completely fallen apart at the plate. They've been shut out in 3 straight games, outscored 23-0. I don't care how many banners you have in Minute Maid Park, how much postseason experience you have. It's not looking good for the Astros, especially in a very tight AL West race. They've got Framber Valdez going, and I guess that explains why the books have shaded Houston as the favorite in this one. But Valdez is not the guy that he's been earlier this year. He's 0-2 with a 5.89 ERA in 3 starts in August. The Astros have lost 4 of his 4 straight games that he started, actually. He looks gassed. That doesn't suit up well for this matchup against Detroit because they rake against lefties. Top 5 in OPS against southpaws this season. They've consistently hit the lefties well, and Valdez does pitch to contact. On the flip side of the mound, you have Charlie Morton. Yeah, this dude's been around a very, 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 very long time. But since he's gotten to Detroit, he's been pretty steady. 2 of his 3 starts have been sharp. He does still show flashes of his old self. But I really doesn't even think that matters. If the Astros don't wake up offensively, he doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't even have to be great. He just has to be serviceable and pitch at least into the 5th inning. So this feels like one of those plays where the market is hanging a number because of Houston's name value. I'm not buying it. That's not who they are right now. Give me Detroit on the money line, plus money at 104. I'll take it all day long. Next up, we're going to run to... Look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're running back to the Phillies on the run line. -1.5, plus 140. We cashed this exact play yesterday. It wasn't pretty. It cashed in the last inning. But something about this matchup tells me I got to keep going to it. Seattle is in survival mode. We just talked about the AL West in that race. They've been dragged through the East Coast this last week, right? They've been to Baltimore. They went to Queens. They went to Williamsport for the Little League series game. Now they're in Philadelphia. 4 cities in under a week. They've lost 6 of their last 7. They look like they're ready to go home. Luis Castillo's on the mound. He's supposed to be the stopper for them, but he's not living up to the hype right now. He just got shelled for 6 runs and 9 hits in 4 innings against the Mets. He's given up 6 home runs in just 15 innings this month. That's not ace material, especially against the Phillies lineup that is cooking right now. Harper's been on an absolute tear. He went deep twice on Monday. Trey Turner drove in 5 runs that day. And the rest of the order is just feeding off of that. JT Realmuto is having a fantastic series. He went yard last night. On the bump for Philly, we have Jesus Luzardo. Has settled down quite a bit. He had a pretty rocky July. Posted 2.52 ERA over his last 4 starts, so looks like he's coming back down to earth. With the Phillies winning 3 of those last 4 starts of his, he's pitching with confidence. The bullpen, yeah, they made us sweat yesterday, but they were able to find a way to hold on late. I love the Chafin pickup as well. The kicker here is that when the Phillies win, though, they do win big. They cover the run line. That's 10 straight games that they've won by 2+ runs. On the other side of that, you got the Mariners. They've lost 9 of their last 10 by multiple runs. That's the trend. That's the dream. Exactly the kind of overlap that I'm looking for when I'm placing my bets. This is one of those spots where you just don't overthink it. Philly's hot. Seattle's tired. Castillo's hittable. Luzardo's finding his form. At plus money again, give me the Phillies on the run line, plus 140. Last play for you on the day, and I'll hop into this U.S. Open's future. We're going to head out west for this nightcap. Give me the Reds on the money line against the Angels. If you're into Discord, I was able to drop this to you. I had the run line on the Reds yesterday before first pitch. But the Angels are back to being the Angels. That's the main reason for this play. They've dropped 4 of their last 5 games, all by 2 or more runs. That tells you that this team just isn't losing. They're not even competitive in most of these matchups. Cincinnati, on the other hand, is still, scraping to stay into this postseason picture in the NL Central. They're not the world beaters, but the fight is there. Ellie De La Cruz is doing video game things. Look, last night I was watching this game, and Ellie went from first to home on a single. Once to left field. Yeah, once to left field. He did it again on a single to right field. Absolutely insane. He wreaks havoc on the base pass. Look, I even contemplated here. I still think that the Reds are the play here on the money line at plus 105 or whatever they are. But Ellie to score a run is plus 100. It felt trappy because there's no way that that the value is going to be there for much longer, given what every time he's on the base. I mean, this is Ricky Henderson 2.0, So, anyway, Noelvi Marte has a 10-game hitting streak for the Reds. That gives them another steady at-bat. The difference between these two teams, the Reds have more urgency. The Angels just don't. This matchup is simple for me. The Angels are worth the fade. Their bullpen is a mess, and their lineup is streaky at best. Yes, they've got Mike Trout, but it's just not there anymore for this team, as it hasn't been for a very long time. Cincinnati's hungry. They want to get back into this postseason race. I'll be happy to back them to keep the race alive. Reds on the money line is to play. It's actually plus 110, so 1 unit on that. So to recap on the day, we've got the Tigers on the money line, plus 105. We've got the Phillies on the run line again, plus 140. And we've got the Reds on the money line, plus 110. All plus money spots, all matchups with edges that I like. Yesterday we went 2-1. I expect to sweep the board today. I like all of these plays. I really do. I love them. And here's a bonus play for you. I won't dive too deep into this, but we've got the U.S. Open coming up. And look, I think the best bet here, we're going to go to the men's side and some futures. The best bet here is going to be Carlos Alcaraz plus 145. You're not going to get him at plus money until the finals, possibly. And that's depending on how Sinner recovers. Yeah, could Carlos lose before he gets to the final? Maybe. It's definitely possible. I don't see it happening. Carlos can become the world number 1 with a win here at the U.S. Open this year. I think he's going to do it. I really do. And at plus 145, it's probably the best value that you're going to get. Throughout the rest of the tournament, you're not going to get him at plus money against anybody but Jannik Sinner. We've seen this matchup 4 times already this year, I believe. Everything is pointing towards another U.S. Open, another Grand Slam final for Carlos Alcaraz. I'll take him at plus 145. But as I digress, I'll be back here tomorrow with more plus money plays from around the sports world. As always, my name is Q, and I hope each and every one of you hit each and every one of your bets. Peace.